Hi, this is Ren.
This is KC, and today we're here to talk to you about why McFail is trending alongside Szechuan sauce.
So, McDonald's decided for one day only that they were going to have Szechuan sauce with their new, buttermilk crispy tenders.
That's not what happened. Every nerdy news source was like, oh my god, you guys, Szechuan sauce is coming back for a day. Go to McDonald's and get a Szechuan sauce. There was not a lot of information about how you go about doing that. First of all, it's part of a promotion with their new buttermilk chicken tenders. And it's a small part of that promotion that was not advertised. I want to stress this. Their new promotion for the chicken tenders included, I think it was 8 sauces, so it's 7 besides the Szechuan sauce. And the only one I saw on any posters or any marketing, at any location, was their new signature sauce. And a lot of the other sauces are stupid. It's like tangy barbecue. You already have that. Honey mustard. You already have that. Sweet and sour. You already have that. What the fuck are you doing? But McDonald's, on Twitter, was pushing the Szechuan sauce really hard, and a lot of these nerd sites were like, there's gonna be Szechuan sauce, you guys, it's limited, but it's gonna be there. Well, here's the other thing. It's limited is a kind way to put it, because it's only at a certain number of locations, and to find out what locations have what, you either have to run around to a bunch of different ones like we did, and or you have to find, not on the McDonald's website. McDonald's set up a separate website that is just buttermilkcrispychickentenders.com or something like that, and shows what locations have the Szechuan sauce. And there are a lot of locations that don't have Szechuan sauce. And then a lot of those locations listed, I saw one, the location listed doesn't exist anymore. A lot of the locations listed never received their shipment of Szechuan sauce and or said that the Szechuan sauce was never sent. And then the other places had 15, 20, 18, 25 fucking packets of Szechuan sauce. That's nothing. And then they're like, we also have posters and stickers. We want the Szechuan sauce. You promised the Szechuan sauce. You made it a puzzle to even figure out how to get it. Thousands of people waited in lines around the block. And guess what? A lot of people ordered food while they were waiting in line. But a lot of people did not order food once they did not get the sauce. This was a stupid tactic.
Yeah, it's a stupid tactic, partly because when you're marketing a new product, you do not put it
in... old product.
Well, an old product. But when you're a huge company like McDonald's, one of the biggest companies in the world, I mean, you can go to practically any country in the world and find a McDonald's. For a company that big to fail this big is pretty insane. Also, at one point, the police showed up and didn't even know what the fuck to do. Because there were people in line, and the manager was, freaking out about it.
Even though nobody told us to move, McDonald's employees and managers walked by and talked to us. Nobody told us to move, or that we couldn't be there, or we had to stop after the certain point, or that we couldn't line up here, or that we had to wait until a certain time to line up. We were told, they wouldn't receive orders until a certain time. But McDonald's employees kept passing us by and talking to us like it was no big deal. And then 2 managers showed up and talked to each other in the parking lot, and then called the police and talked to the police. And the police did nothing about it. I mean, the police left and then they came back later just to make sure everything was okay, but nobody told us to leave. Because why would you? We were paying customers. Except for a lot of people weren't paying customers because they fucking left and didn't buy anything.
Yeah, I mean, you had people turning away because they saw the long lines and were like, fuck that. I'm not going to McDonald's if the lines are going to be that huge. Mm-hmm. And then you had some people turn away because they're like, well, it's in limited quantity. There's only 20 packets, which then turned into 15 here, which probably means that somebody's...
Well, we heard so many numbers. We heard 15, 20, 25.
Yeah.
At one point, somebody said 100. That definitely wasn't the case. Then they started handing out, 50 cards, and everyone thought, oh, there's 50. But then, we got fucking stickers.
I didn't even get a Szechuan sauce sticker!
You didn't even get a Szechuan sauce sticker. We waited for 6 hours, and all we got was a crappy sticker.
Yeah,
Like-
at least you got the Szechuan sticker. I got a fucking try honey
You're
sticker.
just cuter, but whatever. It's fucking McDonald's. I don't give a shit about it. I wanted to taste the fucking Szechuan sauce. And McDonald's knew what they were doing. They were piggybacking off a free advertisement for a product that doesn't exist anymore, mind you. And if they were smart about it, they would have had, enough supply to back it up. Because I know I was planning on, okay, how are we going to do this? I'm going to get the chicken tenders so I can get the Szechuan sauce. I'm going to get chicken nuggets. I'm going to get fries, and I'm going to get a drink. It's probably like $10, $12 for my one order. Well, once there was no sauce, I was like, I'm going to get the smallest amount I can to try to get a poster. And then there wasn't even a poster. There was a sticker. I spent less than $5. Now, if you apply that to probably the 150, 200 people at our tiny ass little location who were willing to wait for 4 hours, and assume that each one of them was planning on doing something similar, and then didn't order at all, or dramatically reduced the amount that they were willing to pay because the product they wanted wasn't there, that specific location probably lost $1,500 just from the people waiting in line.
Well, yeah, I mean, like you said, there were some people that did purchase stuff, but I certainly wasn't going to give them any of my money because I came there for Szechuan sauce. I didn't come for anything else.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, granted, by the time I left, I was so hungry that I just got a 6-piece, but...
But even then, you spent $6. I spent less than $5.
Oh, yeah, I was going to spend $20.
That did not encourage a ton of customers to come in the door and be like... Because people don't do this thing where they're like, hey, I want the Szechuan sauce. There's no sauce? Well, I'm here anyway. I'll order... No. Nobody gives a shit about the chicken tenders once there's no sauce.
Yeah, and part of me thinks that, if McDonald's wanted to make money, do a social experiment or whatever, that they would have this stuff stocked later on. I mean, maybe this is just a fluke one-day experiment where they just wanted to see how high the demand was.
Even though they kept pushing it on Twitter, where, again, advertisement is free.
Yeah, but you don't push something on Twitter when you only have a quantity of fucking 20. That's like Apple releasing the iPhone and going hey, we got 20 iPhones here. First come, first serve.
Well, they would sell out, to be fair. Tesla...
Yeah, but they would have already sold out and sent the other fucking people home.
Well, that was the other thing, too, was the first time we heard from somebody at the location that there were only 15 packets of sauce was after we had been there for 4 hours. 4 hours! And this wasn't nobody went in and asked or anything. Everybody went in and asked first. And by the time we finally got an actual number confirmed for the location, we'd already been there for forever. But also... At least with our location, A, they did have the sauce, and B, they did have posters, and C, they did give out cards to try to, we didn't know until we were already there ordering that they didn't have the sauce and they didn't have the poster.
Yeah,
wait.
But what's... Okay.
Imagine, for me, if I had gone, and I had waited for 4 or 6 hours at a location, and found out that they were listed... and there was a line there, and the shipment never came, and they didn't have the sauce, you bet your ass I would not have bought anything.
And I probably wouldn't go to McDonald's for another 6 months or something.
I'm not planning on going to McDonald's, literally, unless there's another deal with Szechuan that's going to convince me that this shit isn't going to happen again. Let me put it to you like this. You don't get the Hungry for Apples guy to be in charge of your Szechuan sauce campaign.
This was a marketing nightmare.
Oh, and there were riots. There are pictures and gifs online of lines around the building, lines around the block, lines all the way down the street, in the park, thousands of people. Pictures were there was riots going on over the sauce and fucking firefighters had to come. Nothing like that happened where we were. Everyone was orderly. Everyone knew how to fucking behave.
Yeah, when they called the cops and people were the management came out and said, you guys have to leave.
The management never came out and told us to leave.
What was it that the guy said? He was just
Somebody who was standing in line said they called the police to get us to disperse. Management never talked to us
Right. Okay. Yeah,
about
yeah.
leaving. There was
Sorry,
one
I got
manager-
confused because like fucking.
But
Well,
like,
people try to assume the roles of things that they aren't.
right, and honestly, what I thought when I heard that was somebody was trying to like spread a rumor to get people to leave so they would have a better chance of getting the sauce.
Right.
That's
right.
honestly what I thought.
Well,
But, like,
and everything that was coming out, I thought, oh, they got plenty, all that kind of
Well,
stuff.
'cause who would do that?
For a 1-day thing, you think you would have enough for 2 days.
somebody said,
They didn't even have enough for an hour. They didn't even have enough for 5 minutes.
they had enough for a half hour only. Well, no, they had enough for 15 minutes because they were only letting people in 3 at a time. That's the only reason why it lasted 15 minutes, was because they were only letting people in.
Oh my god, it was a total.
But like, let's look at this. How are you gonna say you got the sauce when I get there at 11 a.m. and you're already sold out? Fuck you, McDonald's. You were incredibly unprepared for this bullshit. I am pissed. If y'all love Szechuan sauce, Mulan 2 shouldn't have been direct home video. Pretty funny. I saw a great one that was like, who was in charge of your marketing? Nintendo America? That was a pretty good one. McDonald's having only 20 servings of Szechuan sauce is worse than not bringing it back at all. McDonald's, don't promote something you can't handle. 20 packets a store is a joke. Boycott. Hashtag McDonald's fail. Hashtag Szechuan sauce. I saw a bunch of stuff on my particular Facebook feed that was like, boycott McDonald's, boycott Szechuan sauce. And all the comments were, there's no sauce to boycott.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and I'm curious. Do you think McDonald's is actually going to try to make more Szechuan sauce, or like
They
what?
fucking matter because people want it. Went to McDonald's. They only had 30 packets. Why did you lie to me? McDonald's, how could you drop the ball so bad? Szechuan sauce. I drove quite a way to find Szechuan sauce, and both of the listed places I went to didn't have it. I called a location when I saw how bad the line was. I called a location nearby to see if, like, maybe they have it, or, like, maybe the wait wouldn't be so long. They were like, we never received it. We only have posters. They didn't even fucking get it. A terrible handling of Szechuan sauce. Many in line and I are disappointment. You are disappointment incarnate. This is what people are... I'm so upset. Went out to McDonald's and they were already sold out. Plans on another Szechuan sauce day, or do I have to wait 9 more seasons? 20 per location is hopelessly sad. This is what people are saying about Szechuan sauce. Now, I gotta say, this is what McDonald's is doing to promote it. First of all, like, on Twitter, Szechuan sauce is like...
their cover
is the banner.
image.
Yeah, their banner is the Szechuan sauce. They know what they're doing. They're like, best bands in the multiverse showed us what they got today. We hear you, and we're sorry not everyone could get some. Unfortunately, there's a limited amount, but there will always be tenders and sauce, not Szechuan sauce, waiting at your local Mickey D's. We wish everyone could get Szechuan sauce, but unfortunately, they're only limited in this dimension. We aren't bringing back Szechuan sauce permanently at this time. We're sorry to hear about this. We can only make small batches of Szechuan sauce and posters. Oh my god, Twitter, go away. For now, only limited due to limited quantity. Like, seriously, we are so sorry to hear about this. By the way, this is not what they were saying while I was waiting in line. They were not addressing this until like the past.
They didn't apologize to anybody. They couldn't have said, "Oh, I'm
They're
sorry."
They're literally issuing an apology almost every minute, and it's like, what did you think would happen?
Yeah.
Because, like, it's literally just apology after apology, which, like, it's good to know that they figured it out. Oh, and they're like, only a limited amount of Szechuan sauce exists. Who knows where space-time will take us next? I'm getting sick of them bringing up time travel when they should know time travel doesn't fucking happen in Rick and Morty. But, like, they're not even saying, like, we'll try to bring it back at another time, or... But, like, they don't have an excuse for why there's only 20 batches a location.
Yeah, it's ingredients. You can repeat ingredients. Like,
yeah, you have a recipe. I heard somebody say that they heard a McDonald's employee say that it was sweet and sour sauce with a different label, which would make it so much easier. But also, if you weren't prepared, if you didn't have enough posters and you didn't have enough sauce, why did you do it today? This wasn't even like, hand in hand with the finale of Rick and Morty. This didn't have anything to do with Rick. They're piggybacking off of Rick and Morty, but they didn't try to like make it line up with anything having to do with Rick and Morty. So this was not the 9th season of Rick and Morty even. Rick and Morty literally gave you 9 seasons to get your shit together, and you tried to rush out this bullshit, and now everybody hates you. What did you think would happen?
Yeah, and I guarantee there are going to be so many people like us that are not going to go to McDonald's
Let me put it to you like this. Spencer's did a better job marketing off of your free advertisement by making fucking Rick and Morty Szechuan dipping sauce t-shirts than you made by selling the actual thing.
Yeah, or I mean, at least when the frickin' Mulan movie comes out, the live-action Mulan movie, you better get your shit together because people are gonna want the Szechuan sauce then, too.
It's true. Okay, this is what they were saying 2 hours ago before they started issuing apologies. It's true. Szechuan sauce is available while supplies last. Find one near you, and then it's a link to the Buttermilk Crispy Tenders website. Not even their own website.
We drove to a McDonald's. Like, the first McDonald's that we went to...
We drove in 4 different times at McDonald's trying to figure out what to do about this.
Yeah, and, like, the McDonald's that we went to were just like, what?
They finally put on Twitter, due to limited quantity, only select restaurants will have it available. They didn't say, like, they didn't have a link to the list of locations or anything like that there, but also half the places on there didn't work. Also, not even every state had it. Like, Hawaii does not have Szechuan sauce, period. I know Denver and Aurora do not have Szechuan sauce. I know the only one in Michigan that was listed closed down a year ago. What were you thinking?
They weren't.
They weren't thinking at all, but, like, why? I don't understand why you would even do it. As, like... There's no way they made more money from disappointed customers like me who bought the least amount that they could than they did all the people who were turned away by the line, all the people who were turned away by the limited quantity, all the people who got pissed when there was no more sauce left, and all the people who are upset about this. It won't go back anytime soon. There's no way that people like me who bought less than $5 worth because they had the card and maybe could get a poster versus all those fucking people.
And we didn't even get a fucking poster. We got one free 4-piece buttermilk crispy tenders. That is what we got for waiting in line for 4 hours and them not telling us anything.
Mm-hmm. And then calling the police.
Yeah. Well, I can understand, when you have a crowd that big, calling the police. But, like, the first time that they called the police, they were actually trying to get us to, well, what one person said. I don't really know the full thing, but it was kind of funny that, like, there was, like, a freak out at first. But, like, everybody was behaving. And when the police drove off, it was funny because everybody was like, bye! Yeah, because everybody there was behaving. Like, there wasn't even, like, loud noise or anything. The most disruptive people were the people looking at the line. People driving in and, like, pulling out their cell phones and stuff.
Yeah, pretty much. And a lot of those people did not actually come in and buy anything.
Right.
That was not free advertisement. That was not, like, free publicity. I don't understand how you thought you were going to make money off of that.
Also, if you're going to have, like, this art style with the packets and all that kind of stuff, like, why wouldn't you release this in mass quantities like you would any product that's coming out? Like, why wouldn't you bring that out with all your chicken tender stuff? Like, I don't understand why they did this. And they're trying to play off the limited quantity as like, oh, Rick and Morty, like, all that kind of stuff. And it's like, no, you guys failed. And I gotta say, I'm gonna go on to the Wendy's Twitter just to see what they have to say about this, because I'm hoping it's funny.
By the way, in case you were curious, the tenders are nothing special. Instead of Szechuan sauce, I got plain old honey mustard, which you can get at any time. It's not special. The chicken tenders are not anything different than any other kind of fried chicken they've ever had. Like, this was not enough for me to be like, well, I didn't get Szechuan sauce, but since I ordered the chicken tenders, I'll try them anyway. Oh, this is pretty good. I'll go back and I'll order them another time. Like, it just tastes like every other kind of fried chicken anything.
In fact, I'd rather have had the nuggets, to be perfectly honest.
I mean, it's not bad, but I'm not gonna go back and get my free 4-piece next time.
Oh, I'm definitely getting my 4-piece, but that's...
Well, it's probably like with purchase, or like you pay for tax or something.
No. It's a complimentary thing.
Okay.
I've been to McDonald's when they do that before. Like, you don't have to...
So, but then also, doesn't that negate the small amount of profit margin they made off of my unsatisfied customer ass? Because even if, like, say, I do go back and I do get the 4-piece...
You're not going to get the Szechuan sauce with it, so why the fuck?
No. But I'm saying, like, if I go back and I get it because it's free...
Yeah.
That negates their profit margin from my one singular order. But also, that's not going to be enough for me to go back and pay money at any other given time. Like, I'm not going to go back after reimbursing my free order, which means that they didn't make any profit off of this order. And then, like, after that, be like, it's fine, I'll just keep going back. Because I don't like McDonald's. Like, let me just say, I don't like McDonald's. I don't go there very often. Maybe once every couple months at most.
Yeah, I mean...
But this definitely is making me feel like, fuck no. Fuck you, McDonald's.
Yeah, we went there because we're Rick and Morty fans.
Yeah, that's why most people were there.
Yeah, I mean, most people didn't care about McDonald's, didn't care about their promotion, didn't care about their tenders. They just wanted to try their sauce because... the episode, the Rick Shank redemption was so great, and the whole thing about the Szechuan sauce was hilarious.
This was also a problem not just with McDonald's, but a lot of those like nerdy articles that were like, Szechuan sauce came out, I tried Szechuan sauce. So many people I've talked to who were planning on getting Szechuan sauce had no idea that they had to get it with these crispy tenders, had no idea that it was a small part of another promotion. Because McDonald's didn't advertise it at all. Like, even when I was listening to it on the radio, no advertisement for it at all.
Yeah, but you go on to, like, every single, like, nerd website. Nerdist, Polygon, all these websites.
They talk about it, but they don't talk about how to find the locations, how it's a part of this deal, how many, how limited it is. Nobody talked about it.
And in reading that, you would just assume that it would be
for
at
a
McDonald's.
day.
Yeah,
For a day.
Yeah, you would assume that they would actually have it in quantity, at least for the first couple hours.
Yeah. Like, I'm sure even if you planned on selling it all day, you would still run out.
Right, but you wouldn't run out with a line all the way across.
I'm just saying that, like, they had free advertisement through television across all these different journalistic platforms, and they did nothing that's, like... They were like, we're going to take advantage of it in a way that made them, like, lose customers. What were you thinking?
They weren't thinking. The fucking Jerry's all around.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. I just thought about this now. The next time that I go to a McDonald's... Well, no, sorry. The next time I pass a McDonald's... I encourage other people to do this. The next time anybody passes a McDonald's, please spread this. Make it viral. I don't care. Say in a whisper, loser. Because that's what I think of McDonald's right now. So, were you one of the lucky people to have the Szechuan sauce? If so, how was it? I vaguely remember having Szechuan sauce, like, way back when. I remember I actually kind of liked it, and I was disappointed when it went away, kind of like Dan Harmon and Just Roiland. But with this, I I don't know. I was expecting for a day to at least have it.
I will say I was really excited about it because it was 3 of my favorite nerdy things put together. Because you have Mulan dipping sauce. Because, as anybody who knows me at all knows, Mulan is the shit. I will not hear otherwise. I will fight you. Rick and Morty, obviously. And then, I'm really wondering if Kindergarten 2 is gonna have a joke about this. Like, if you can go up to Nugget and be like, if you go into the Nugget cave, Nugget has a case of Szechuan sauce, the Mulan dipping sauce. If you are brave enough to step into the Nugget cave, it will be yours.
This was McDonald's doing a Rickroll.
Here's the thing, I like Rickrolls. No, I can appreciate a good Rickroll. Besides the fact that I actually think the song is halfway decent. I will say, I tried to Rickroll my dad. Okay. I was named after a Muppet. Like, that's the thing with me and my dad. So for his birthday, I was like, I bet I could find, like, the Muppet singing Happy Birthday. And there's a YouTube video called Muppets Sing Happy Birthday. And it's a very well-edited video of Beaker doing a Rickroll. And it's phenomenal. Like, a good Rickroll, you can laugh and appreciate and share and then make money through advertisement. There is no joy to be had in this situation. And until there is, like, a real... And I went in all pessimism anyway. I was like, I will not believe this until it's in my hand. I didn't even believe until we were standing in line and I saw people leave the restaurant with it that it even existed, honestly. Because who would do that? 20 packets a location. And not even a location. 20 packets in a tiny handful of locations that actually have them to begin with.
Well, and also in doing that, you risked having huge negative feedback from a lot of customers because, you know, granted, like you said, there was rioting apparently at some, but, you know, at some McDonald's, like, I've worked at a McDonald's. Customers, especially at fast food places, are the worst.
Mm-hmm.
And why would you set something up this poorly to get this kind of... I guarantee you, they're going to get a lot of negative feedback this entire day. I feel bad for the people not in management who have to deal with the customers today.
To be fair, at least at our location, nobody was rude to anybody who wasn't management. Like, when I could see anything in the building, nobody was being mean to the servers, nobody was being mean to the cooks, nobody was being mean to the other customers, nobody was acting out, nobody induced a riot, everyone was behaving. Like, that's why the police originally came and just left, because we were fine. It was fine. But the one thing I did hear was somebody, to a bunch of cheers and support, obviously, yelled out, I want the manager's name because I want to file a report on her. She came to work late. She didn't tell us that we need to move. Nobody told us that there were 15 packets at this location for 4 hours. I want to write a complaint about that manager. And to be fair, it's probably not the manager's fault either, but at least, like, nobody harassed anybody who worked at the McDonald's we were at.
Well, you know, especially with a line that big, like, it would have behooved them to do pretty much everything earlier. To just basically, you know, disperse some of the crowd, you know, so that you don't have a huge line of people that are frustrated, but they were trying to still get that bank.
But you know what?
But it's not like the good kind of bank. Granted, at our location, we didn't have this, but I guarantee you at several locations, people just fucking threw shit on the ground.
Yeah, I saw one piece of litter the entire time at our location. Nobody blocked the entrances or exits. Everybody was, you know, behaved appropriately. Actually, a lot of people blocked up traffic. Nobody involved in the line for the Szechuan sauce blocked off traffic or ran around in the parking lot or misbehaved. Everybody was well contained. A couple of times somebody played Get Swifty.
Yeah.
That was the most disruption we caused. It was fine. You know, it was just... It was so ridiculous. Actually, a lot of people did cause disruptions at McDonald's who were not involved in our line, which I thought was kind of funny. Like, shit was happening like every 10 minutes, and it had nothing to do with us.
Yeah. Yeah.
McDonald's, get your shit together. Put it in a backpack and take it somewhere, like the shit store, and sell it, or the shit museum. Just get your shit together, McDonald's.
Yeah, part of me wishes that I was like in a universe where McDonald's actually knew what the fuck they were doing with this.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of hope Rick and Morty makes an episode talking about this.
I think Rick is gonna call us a bunch of fucking idiots for buying into it to begin with, because I was feeling like a fucking loser myself standing in line for fucking McDonald's food. I spent 6 hours of my day waiting for McDonald's food, and then I came and I bitched on a podcast about it because I'm so fucking pissed off. If that doesn't mean that I'm a loser, I don't know what does, really. Like I said, female neckbeard over here complaining about fucking McDonald's food. What am I doing with my life?
Oh.
This is not the way to have a satisfied customer, damn it.
Yeah, so if any of our listeners like actually waited in line, let us know about your experience. If any of you actually got to try the Szechuan sauce, let us know how it was. I have no idea if McDonald's is ever going to bring out the Szechuan sauce. I mean, given the fact that they are a company that is suffering right now, it would benefit them. I mean, they're not suffering like a lot of major companies, but for McDonald's bucks, they are suffering. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this was just...
I just want to read a few more. Upsauced. More like no sauce. No Szechuan sauce at all at a store that was supposed to have it. Adult Swim, your fans are wondering why McDonald's couldn't handle the Rick and Morty promo. They lost thousands of customers with this debacle. Show us an after pic so we can see all the former customers. Out of Szechuan sauce in Eugene, Oregon before 2 p.m. 18 packets of sauce. My supply of lasting interest to ever eat at McDonald's is gone. You really fucked this one up. Wendy's is gonna make a killing today.
I was tempted to kind of go to Wendy's after this, just because I would love to see how Wendy's trolls them. I haven't seen anything.
I'm not endorsing this at all. Please don't do this. But it would be funny if this was like an episode of Black Mirror. If like they sort of like reenacted this debacle. And in the days afterwards, they had customers go to Wendy and order like Wendy's chili, and pelted McDonald's with it. You know, like how you egg somebody's car, you chili the McDonald's. Because that chili is not fit for consumption. That's the only good that Wendy's chili is. Please don't do that. Vandalism is bad, you guys.
Oh, but it would be oh so funny.
Also, says the political vandal. Whoops.
But it would be fun if somebody got swifty and shit on the floor at McDonald's.
No. I wouldn't want somebody that cool to get arrested. Honestly.
I can't wait to see all the shit that happens today in like a nice condensed thing, because it's gonna be all over Twitter, it's gonna be all over the YouTubes, and yeah, we're capitalizing on it, so fuck us, right? All right,
we're podcasters. It's what we do.
All right, well, thanks for listening.